We got a problem.
All we got is about 3 days worth. Maybe 2 at the clip we at.
Let me get 3 keys of powder.
And I want to buy them all up front.
Don't get ahead of yourself, young blood. You ain't got the infrastructure.
My boss is going after everybody in the downriver area that's dealing drugs.
It's finished.
You still need me. As much as I need you.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love BMF, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about BMF Season 1, Episode 4. This is the What to Expect video for Episode 4, and it is based off the trailer that they put out. Now, the episode is titled Heroes, and the description for the episode reads, Lamar's reign of terror continues as he works overtime to shut down the 50 Boys for good. So we know Lamar is not playing around, and he's going to continue to come at Meech and Terry's organization. Now make sure you checked out my last video. I dropped the episode 3 recap. Check that video out if you have not seen it. Now it's time to get ready for episode 4. Now I'm going to go over this trailer. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. We're going to try to focus on the key points that we saw in this trailer. And it seems like Meech and Terry, they're trying to advance their organization, but things are getting in the way. So let's just talk about it. Of course, in the trailer, we see the iconic 8 Mile Road. And when you're talking about Detroit, you're talking about 8 Mile. And I know a lot of people probably still wondering when Eminem will be making his entrance in the BMF universe. It's coming soon, man. He will be playing White Boy Rick, so that will be incorporated in the story, I believe, towards the end of the season. But in this trailer, we can hear Terry talking about that they only got enough product that's going to last them about 2 to 3 days or whatever. So they need to, of course, re-up. They got to get product. With the new expansion as far as, the food truck, I believe the demand for product is going to be very, very high. So they're going to need to go re-up sooner than later. I mean, compared to how they was doing stuff in the past, this is a little bit different because now you got more people trying to get the product, which I believe they're going to go to Pat and have a conversation with Pat about getting more product. Now, as you saw in the trailer, Meech and Terry, they go to Pat once again, and Meech is telling him, look, I need 3 keys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm paying you all up front. And once again, your boy Pat is trying to tell them, look, y'all pretty much moving too fast. Y'all don't even have the right infrastructure to move like this and stuff like that. What he's pretty much trying to do is control them. We know this. We've been seeing it the last 3 episodes, man. He's been trying to control them. He made it quite obvious in the last episode. He does not want them moving ahead of him. He wants to always have that sense of control. But I believe Meech understands this. Terry already been talking about it. In order for them to move further in this game, they're going to have to eventually move away from Pat. I mean, that's plain and simple because he is pretty much putting a limit on them, a limit on what they can do. And they got money to get, so they're not going to sit around for that much longer sticking around Pat. Now, I don't know how they're going to get out of this, but they're going to have to figure out a way, a smart way to end this whole, partnership or whatever they got going on with Pat, the 50 Boys crew. It's going to have to stop. And we know that BMF is going to have to be started eventually. But as of right now, they got to work and do what they got to do, man, to get this bread. And of course, as you can see, they got the product in the OG tie box because you already know they be thinking of all types of different ways to move this product. And they don't want people knowing about how things are being moved. But I'm going to tell you right now, I want you guys just to know that this whole drug task force thing is going to be on full force in this next episode. So while Meech and Terry is going to be out here trying to advance this organization, you're going to have Detective Brian once again explaining to Meech, look, they coming. You know what I'm saying? And then it's only so much I can do. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see that once again in this episode. Meech, of course, is going to be upset because it's like, man, like, you're supposed to be looking out for me, even though it's a new drug task force. Like, what's up with all that? Now, the question is, does Detective Brian tell Meech this, in this conversation about this whole drug task force thing? Does he tell him this before or after Meech and Terry are hemmed up? Because in the trailer, we can see that the boys eventually, they're going to catch up with Meech and Terry. they're going to be watching everything that you're doing, their organization, and then eventually they're going to come, and hem them up. So that's why I'm saying, like, do Meech and Bryant talk after the fact or before? I mean, at the end of the day, I guess it doesn't really matter because Bryant already told Meech that they're going to be coming for him. And he has to pretty much get all of his stuff together just in case it ever happens. Well, it's happening in the next episode. Plain and simple. These guys are making sure that they try to crack down on any drug dealer or potential drug dealer that's out there. And now Meech is going to need more help than ever, especially on the inside. So him and Detective Bryant are definitely going to have a serious conversation. Now, also in the trailer, we see your boy Pastor Swifty is back. Now, it seems to me like the baby is probably going to be blessed and probably get baptized or whatever. Now, I don't know how Charles feels about this, but we already know 9 times out of 10, Charles is probably going to be upset about something. I just got that feeling. Now, once again, they go back to this particular scene, and I believe this is when Meech and Terry is talking to Pat. And once again, Meech has that look on his face, the same look that he had last episode when he saw Pat all smoked out. And you can see he's like, man, from the looks of this, it seems like Meech is like, man, we have to move away from this dude because he is pretty much stopping us from doing what we really want to do. Now, right here, we see a 50 Boys crew member with a strap. And right after that, they show us Kato with her strap, and she's firing. So the question goes to say, is Kato going at it with the 50 Boys crew? Was this a part of Lamar's plan? Or did someone come and try to get the 50 Boys crew, and Kato and this other member are shooting at them? Now, we're going to dive deeper into Kato and the whole storyline about her in another video. We're going to break that down. But Kato is definitely questionable, especially after last episode. Everybody wants to know, what is she up to with her and Lamar? She cannot be trusted. So we're definitely going to have to talk about her, man, because that girl is up to something. And there's more details about that we need to discuss. Now, at the end of the trailer, your boy Meech is telling Detective Bryant, like, yeah, you need me just as much as I need you. So apparently, even though Detective Bryant is telling Meech he can't help him out like that no more because of the whole drug task force that he's assigned to, and that he needs to watch his back and all this and that, Meech is telling him, well, you're going to have to continue to do what you've been doing because you need me, plain and simple. So we're going to see just how much leverage Meech has over Detective Bryant. At the end of the day, it is a difficult conversation, but it needs to happen. Detective Bryant, so far, he has protected these guys. He's done things to keep the pressure off of Meech and Terry. In the last episode, he let them know that the task force is coming, but Meech ain't going for that. He still needs this protection. He needs Detective Bryant to stay loyal to him, and he needs him to continue to do this. And this was one of the topic of conversation when we was talking about Detective Bryant. Just how long would his loyalty last? Because at the end of the day, the man wants to continue to work for law enforcement. He wants to continue to do his job, but he has this loyalty with Meech. He has a long time connection with him. So it's not going to be that easy just to walk away and say, well, I can't continue to help you out, even though I'm assigned to this whole drug task force. So we're going to see how all is going to play out. At the end of the day, Meech and Terry, they're going to have to step away from Pat. And they're going to have to do it very, very soon. Lamar in this episode, as it said in the description, he is trying to eliminate the 50 Boys crew. He is trying to cause terror upon this organization, and he's not going to stop. Y'all saw what he did in the last episode. Hell, you've been seeing what he's been doing each and every episode. And so far, he is, I would say, succeeding in his game plan. And no one is stopping him at all. So how long will Meech and Terry sit back and allow this to happen? Eventually, as I told you guys in my other videos, they're going to have to make those adjustments, and they're going to have to adapt and counter back on Lamar and put him in his place before he does something else that can cause them harm. But we're going to see how it's all going to play out. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support. We're going to continue to break down BMF videos this week. We're going to break down some storylines, dive deep on some of these different fan theories, and, We're going to talk about it. But thank you guys. Remember to leave your theories, predictions, everything down below. And I will catch y'all very, very soon. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.